Hey guys, what's up? It's Minituff and welcome back to episode 3 of our Screenflow tutorial. And in this episode we're going to be covering adding text and annotations as they are called in Screenflow. But I don't know if they should be called annotations, they're more like pointers or shapes or whatnot. But anyway, we're going to be covering that in this video. So I use text a lot in my videos. If you've noticed, I use it a lot and it's very helpful to just easily add text without having to do any other program easily. So this is a totally random clip I just filmed 5 seconds before this video, and it's going to serve the purpose of this video well. So let's say I want to have text up until I open up the web browser. So right about here, let's go back using the arrow keys. Right there is when we want the text to stop. So we can simply go to the text tab, make sure you're under the text properties, and just click add text box. It's going to start that clip where the timeline indicator is. So we need to reverse this so it's actually on the other side. And note how it still goes over, so we can just simply shrink the clip, or you could right click and split the clip. Same way, it will get rid of it. So now if you watch it, it's just text sitting on the screen. But it does end at the right time. But that ending is not very good. We'll add a nice little fade out. So you can right click and add another ending transition. So if you remember in like the first video, we set it to be cross dissolve. So that's going to be a dissolve. Now in the first episode, I also showed how you can change this, but I like to leave it as cross dissolve. It just looks the most professional. So we will also add a starting transition just to make it nice, look nice and good. And then we'll go ahead and edit our text. So make sure you have the clip selected and double click on the text to edit it. So I'm not really sure what I want to change this to, but we can just make it to edit me, and we'll leave that there because it doesn't really matter. Then we can drag it wherever we want, if it will let me. And this is really cool. What I really like about this, see these yellow lines on the screen? It's indicating where the center is in both directions. So right now it's telling me this is the center of my clip on the x-axis, I believe. I suck at math. And this is the middle on the y-axis. So I'm just going to put this right smack dab in the middle. And also, here's another cool little thing. If you have two text things in, so let's add another text box, it will also show me where the center is of this clip. So notice how it's in the middle of the edit me. So that's pretty cool. I really like this program. So now that we have this, let's put this back in the center. We can go ahead and change a little bit more about the text itself. So right here is the backdrop. Make sure it's selected first of all. And this is the backdrop. It's just that little thing that makes, I don't know, it seems to look a lot more unprofessional with that backdrop on. So what I usually do about 90% of the time now is I'll just get rid of the backdrop and add an outline. And that makes it so you can much more easily see the text, especially without the outline on, it just doesn't stand out. And if you have white especially, you can't see it. But we'll go back and we'll set it to normal, and you can change the backdrop color here. You can have it be an actual image, and it will bring up the finder, and you can actually put an image as this background, but I don't know. I'll never probably use that. So we can go ahead and change the color. Right now it's kind of a semi-transparent background, so we can just click this. Oh, make sure you have it highlighted, see what I'm doing wrong, and just click on this and we can choose what color. So let's just select a nice gray color, and you can change the margin around the text itself, and you can actually round off the edge. So look at it now, and let's change this to like 5 or 50. See how it's much more round around the edges. That really kind of helps it look a little bit better. But I don't like the backdrop. I just don't like it at all. So I'm just going to take that off and we'll put the outline on. Now you can change the pixels of how thick the actual outline is. So let's just have it a little bit, and you can change the color of this too. So you can make it like a darker red or a purple or blue, which makes it look like it's kind of glowing, but I think black looks the best. And you can have the alignment up here. Now you won't be able to notice, but if I type some more, you'll see that it is like normal. It's on the left side of the screen. But if we highlight this and put it in the center, what do you know? It's in the center. We can also add it to the left. Or right, I mean. And so now it's in the center. It just looks a little bit better than having it like this. I prefer it much more. And then you can actually change the text itself, this size, by scrolling, which will easily change the size. I never change this. I don't know. It doesn't help out that much. So just make sure you scroll. It's so much easier. And I accidentally must have changed the outline. For some reason, I think it was scrolling the outline instead of the actual text itself. And you can change the type of font. There's tons of different types of fonts here. So we'll just pick a random one and see what it looks like. I love the choices in fonts. I usually leave it the same though. And if you choose here, you can choose a gradient, so you can actually have different types of color schemes on the text itself. So we can have it to be a red, and go back and choose the top part and have it be a black, which is kind of cool, but it kind of gets rid of the point of having the outline in black though. But it's pretty cool. So if we change the color of the outline, let's have it be like a blue and thicken it up a little bit. That's pretty cool looking. That's pretty nice. And we'll put it in the center of the screen. Very, very good. So let's see our handiwork. It's very nice, even though it's not relevant to the video whatsoever. Okay, so now let's just say we want to bring more awareness to the Screenflow tutorial, and we can use the annotations to actually add arrows and other things to that. So let's have that added the second this goes away. Right about here is when it fully comes up. So we'll click the Add Annotations clip, and it puts it a little bit higher than everything else, which is pretty cool. And here you can choose the type of annotation you want. So I'm going to add an arrow, which is probably the most useful out of these. And you just click, and the first will be the end of it, and where you let go will be the rest. So we'll just put it right there. And that looks pretty good. And you can also drag the back of it whenever, so if you want this to be like coming out of the trash can or something. And you can change the color, which is pretty straightforward. So we'll have this be like a red, which just looks the bomb, and the thickness of the arrow. So we can have a nice skinny, really skinny anorexic arrow. Let's just make it a little bit more thick. And there, you can have a shadow off it, which I think looks really good. I never really noticed that, but I like the shadow a lot. It looks really, oh my goodness, it looks better. And the outline, again, we already know how to change all this stuff about the outline. And you can change the color, bam, that just looks a lot uglier. And you can change the endpoints to be what you want. So you can have like a dot at the end, that looks pretty nice. Or you can have it be an arrow at the end, so if you're doing like a line or a line segment, you can have it be just like that, which looks really weird. So I think that looks the coolest now. I don't know. Circle. Yep, that's pretty cool. And then, so let's go ahead and add another annotations clip over this. So let's move this over. Change this endpoint so it's not covering up the Minituff logo. And then we will add another annotations clip over that. And we will point to the Minituff logo. So let's add like a nice box covering it up, because nobody wants to see my name. Just disgraceful. We can make it look fancy. The outline, oh yeah, this is black, so it really looks like it's shrinking, but it's not. So let's change it to purple. So all this is pretty straightforward. You can just add wonderful shapes and all sorts of stuff. So we can just have like a full color scheme going on here. It's like Geometry 101 with Minituff. So this is pretty easy to edit all this stuff. And finally, we have screen recording properties, which is very useful in some parts if you're doing stuff. So the most useful thing is, first we need to select our clip. You have to select the clip. So if you can't add this to audio, you need to add this to your video. So right now it doesn't really do anything, because we have no effects on it. So we can choose Show Mouse Pointer, which you can actually get rid of your mouse. So if you look over here, this is where my mouse is. See it? And we can actually make the pointer bigger, so you like really want to see that. And so you'll notice that that's my actual pointer. It looks really weird. So I'm gonna bring that back down. We'll have it at like 143. You can add a click effect. So when you actually click, if you see that whoa, looks pretty cool. And you can make a pointer. You can actually change the pointer. So now I have a big circle pointer. So weird. I don't know why you need to do that. You can change the opacity of the pointer, so you can make it fade more or less. And you can change the sound on click. Like, that's not my trackpad. My trackpad is not that loud. And you can change the actual sound if you want. And I wish I could show this, but this is the keyboard. When you press a key on the keyboard, it will show the key pressed. So I think you have to have both of these checked in order to see it. What I'll do is in this video, I'm just going to start pressing a bunch of stuff, and then I will show the modifier so you can actually see what's happening. And finally, you can add media and recording to your document. And then you can add a recording, which I do a lot if I want to do like an outro to my video. So you click add recording, and you get this. So I usually just use it to record audio, but sometimes you need to sync up other things. So you can record that and this, and then you can record, and we'll do a separate recording, and then it will automatically add it to your media in your document, and then you can just edit that. So Screenflow is like a totally awesomeness program. Awesome. And I hope you enjoyed this part of the series. The next episode will be probably exporting, and if there are any things you want me to cover better or more in depth, ask me, because I'll do that. So after exporting, it will be converting to MP4, so it makes it a lot less big in size, so you can upload it to YouTube a lot faster while still retaining the HD quality. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.